Welcome everybody to an all new episode of On My Sports. And ladies and gentlemen, do I have a surprise for you? If you a real, true fan of day ones, I'm talking about before day one of On My Sports, man, I had a show with my partners, man. I'm talking about the 𝓖𝓭𝓮𝓮 Sports Podcast. And with me today is one of them original shenanigans. My dog T Hell, what's going on, T?
Y'all know what's going on, man. If you know, you know. Then you in the know. Goddamn. Hey, I'm glad to be back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad to have you back. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. So keep it locked. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back. Welcome back to you people, and welcome back to my dog T, man.
I know what's going on.
It's good to have you back in the game, my brother.
I appreciate that, man. I'm glad to be back, man. It's been a journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you can do this show a huge service by jumping down there and hitting that like button, subscribe, comment, and share, man. Tell your friends about it, man. On My Sports. But we got a busy sports week, so we're gonna jump right on into this thing, man. NFL.
Oh yeah.
Week 3 just ended. T, man, it was a lot went down, man. It was
It was a big week, man. It was a lot of L's, man. A lot of surprising losses too, man.
Man, we saw those Miami Dolphins go absolutely crazy. They played with the sticks on the Madden, man. 70-20 on the Broncos. Are you kidding me?
And you know it's crazy. Years ago, you know, media was saying that Tua is not the who would have thought Tua would put up 70 points? Not me. Years ago, I was saying he concussion protocol. Maybe he done maxed out. Miami need to trade away, but this man broke history.
Man,
come on, man.
That was
right there.
That was insane, man. That was crazy. You're right. As long as that man stay upright, they untouchable, man. They looking like the class of the NFL right now. It's insane. And like you said, to go from people was wondering if he should even be in the league to now early MVP. Just looking crazy.
I got a question though. A lot of people not seeing this. They just see 70, right?
Right.
I see 70 without Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle was hurt that game. He didn't even play.
Yeah, that's just how deep they are. I mean, they got a rookie running back that ran for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, A-Chain. Yeah, 4 touchdowns. That's crazy. Yeah.
Come on now. That's shout out to Mike McDaniel. He coaching. He coaching his ass off right now.
Man, that game looked unreal. If you sat back and you watched it, man, Mostert went for like 3 touchdowns. That game was unreal.
Yeah, Mostert was a fantasy superstar this weekend.
Yeah, he was. I hope I ain't got to play up against him.
Nah, for real. I know who got him, and I seen that reaction was, man.
Yeah.
But man, talk about some of your biggest surprises. What surprised you most this past week?
Out of the Cowboys and Deshaun Watson, man, I don't know which one it was. I'm not gonna really bash the Cowboys like that because you know we all been saying Dak is not the answer. We've been saying it for years, but to see Deshaun Watson go out there and play how he played is just sad because, you know, this organization took a chance. This organization took a lot of backlash with, you know, allowing you and giving you a second chance. And for you to play like that, man, it just don't look good on him, man.
Yeah.
You know, you got Amari Cooper.
Fortunately,
you got receivers.
I mean, he hit Amari with a nice little bomb though. I got Amari on my fantasy team, so I did catch that. I reaped the benefits of that.
Okay. You Deshaun Watson fan then.
I mean, I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm partial to I'm impartial with everybody, and I agree with you. His start has been rough. Um, I don't know. I'm a little bit more lenient. I'm willing to give people a little bit more time just because I know he should have it right by now. Last year was his first year back, even though he missed half
Okay,
the
because
season.
I'm saying how many more
I I
years we
I
got to,
I
okay.
I get that.
Okay,
He
okay.
do got to do better though. I'm totally in agreement with you, but it helps that they got the dub. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
yeah. And then
won.
they took a loss with Nick Chubb too. That was a big loss.
Yeah, that was a huge loss. Nick Chubb was that was the engine behind that train. You know what I'm saying? Kareem Hunt was a good pickup, but
That dude Ford, he
yeah,
came out of nowhere. That running back Ford,
yeah, he balled. He balled.
he kind of yeah.
I think for me, my biggest surprise though was, I mean, aside from the obvious that the 70-point game that was put on the board, I have to say Indy beating Baltimore. Gardner Minshew,
Man,
you know what I'm saying? No Anthony Richardson. Gardner Minshew came out here and beat them boys.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the Cowboys, that was a surprise too, but um, Arizona been playing tough every single game so far this year. They are not coaching like they're looking for the number one pick.
And Baltimore been barely making it too, man. Like I don't know what's brewing in Baltimore, but maybe they're gonna get stronger as the season go on. I do
I'm
know
hoping.
Odell is already down, and who else is down? Doomaday, like
The
they got
running
more
back,
injuries, right?
yeah, the running back Nick Chubb, and it
For
actually that
Baltimore, Dobbins,
I mean Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins, yeah,
Dobbins, yeah.
J.K. Dobbins,
He went down again, right?
yeah, and that actually kind of brings me to the next
Dang.
topic. All these early season injuries. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is down, Chubb down, Dobbins went down, Gardner Johnson, Trayvon Diggs. Like it's a lot of guys that's gonna miss extended time.
That's what I'm gonna ask you. That was another big loss too, even though it's a couple weeks back. But that Aaron Rodgers and that Trayvon Diggs, them those are two all-star superstar players at their position that their team needs. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
for it to be so early in the season, man, like organization taking a loss, the team taking a loss.
yeah, those are major, man. And I don't know what it could be. Is it guys not giving their bodies the full commitment in the off season?
That's what I think it
Is it
is.
guys
That's what I
trying to
think it
play
is.
through things they shouldn't be playing through? I mean,
I think you said they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and sometimes as superstars, we get into this off season to where it's like, man, you don't want to put your body through what you used to put it through, but you're not understanding that you getting older. You gotta prepare your body. You gotta recovery. You get what I'm saying? And I just the way because he didn't even. If you look at the Aaron Rodgers injury, he didn't get it hurt. He didn't get sacked hard. He stepped wrong and it snapped. That's from like not like working out. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
If that
and
makes sense.
not being used to that turf too. You know, he been on that
That yeah,
natural
that too.
grass his whole career in Green Bay. That turf
Yeah,
out there in New York or New Jersey, MetLife,
that true. That too.
it's a
Did
whole nother ball
Saquon got
game.
hurt too? Didn't
Yep, Saquon went down. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of guys, man. These major injuries early,
I'm talking about stars though, like
right out
stars
the
of the
gate.
team.
Yeah, yeah, that's insane. Um, so and ladies and gentlemen, please hop in those comments. Tell me what y'all think. What's y'all idea? What's the cause of these early injuries? Are they the players not doing what they need to be doing to take care of their bodies, or are they just being overworked? What's really going on out here? But
I really think it's I don't want to say nobody lazy doing it, but sometimes you can slack off. Especially when you get older. You get what I'm saying? You might not have that same energy you had when you was 23. You get what I'm saying? Now you're 33, 31, or 28, and just man, I just hate to see some of them guys go down like that. Honestly,
yeah, yeah, you want to see a clean season. You want to see the best of the best out there. So speaking of the best and the best, let's look at the undefeated teams. There are only three left: two in the NFC and one in the AFC. The AFC we got Miami, in the NFC, Philly
you
and
got
San
Philly.
Fran. Any surprises
Yep.
there?
Um, Jalen Hurts is being carried once again by the talent that he has around him. So I mean, it's not a surprise to me that Philadelphia is where they are. You get what I'm saying? Because the talent that they have on defense and the talent that they have at skill positions, such as a number one receiver in Devontae Smith, the number one receiver in what's his
AJ
name?
AJ Brown.
AJ
Yeah.
Brown, a number one runner. I mean, these guys in Philadelphia, man, are from. Hey, I expect from them to be where they at. I'm sorry, but
I
I
take.
will
Oh, go
say
ahead.
this: this Brock Purdy guy. I didn't expect for him to be like this, but I'll say this: if I say the same thing about Jalen Hurts, I have to say the same thing about Brock Purdy. He has supreme talent around him, from
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey to Debo Samuel to Brandon Ayuk to Warner at linebacker. I mean, they got dogs everywhere. So
Yeah, but I still you still got to give him a little credit because he getting the job done. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He
Purdy.
he could be trash with all with all that talent around him. It's still possible. But he's still getting it done. And looking good doing it. Impressive with
Yeah, yeah.
a very small resume. So that's kind of dope. But you spoke on you mentioned a good point about Jalen Hurts being carried by the talent around him, and then that kind of got me thinking. All of the quarterbacks that got paid this offseason, if I recall right, are off to bad starts and got a lot of talent around them that's got to carry them. I mean, look at Joe
Mm,
Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jalen
mm.
Hurts. Who else got paid? Pat Mahomes, but they got it back together.
Yeah, they got it back today. I feel like with that team, when not construct with that team, it's more than one person over there in KC. They built a dynasty. They built a
Yeah, you
some
got if
type
out of
of
anybody, all of the teams, you got trust. Even if they start off slow, you trust them.
like. Look at the players they got. Like, I mean, there is no Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying? There is no Jalen Waddle. I mean, you got Travis Kelsey. That's it.
That's they that is they Tyree Hill and Jalen Waddle. But you're
And
right,
he's a
that's it.
tight end, JJ. A tight end.
Yeah, yeah,
Them people are they built. I feel like them when we speak about KC or Patrick Mahomes, even going back to when he didn't he take a pay cut or something like that to make sure they got up like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That
He
that's the
just
difference of
recently
that.
got paid though. He ain't good nah. Ain't no more pay cuts nah. But
Every
yeah,
time he ain't taking no more pay cuts, nah. For real.
yeah. That's over with. It's too many guys with big heads. So and he done the most. So it's time to eat right. I think he just had a 4 year, 210 million guaranteed extension. 210
Man,
guaranteed.
yeah, that's a lot of money.
Cha-ching. But he earned it.
That's a lot of
He
money.
earned it.
Yeah,
If
that's
anybody
Pat.
get it,
That's
he
Pat.
get it. Um, but yeah, I would say it's hard to say that Miami being a 3-0 team is a surprise because they got so much talent around them. But
Mhm.
like you said earlier, to see where Tua has come from and the talk around him and should he be in the league, you can somewhat sort of say that that's a surprise that they're the 3-0 team instead of some of the other juggernauts, especially having not made the playoffs last year. So I
Yeah,
mean, I hope that Tua finishes the season upright,
definitely, definitely,
because he definitely is front runner MVP right now.
hands down.
And Tyreek Hill, he came out in the offseason and said he was going for 2K. That prediction looking good right now.
2K. Come on, man.
That prediction looking good right now. The way they playing out here,
It looked unreal.
it do, it do. I think they still scoring right now. On the flip side, though, the the 0-3 teams, man.
Okay.
Again in the AFC, only one, Denver Broncos. NFC, we got three of them: Minnesota, Chicago, and Carolina. Now, y'all, everybody know I'm a Bears fan, and this is hard. This is hard, I must admit. But any surprises for you out of these 0-3 teams, T?
I mean, Minnesota, yeah. Minnesota, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree with
Chicago,
you.
yeah.
I would have to agree with you on the Minnesota one. The Chicago one, yes, but with all
It's
of the
been three
off-season
games.
noise, it's hard. It can get hard to decide whether I'm listening to my head or my heart when I'm making these picks for the Bears. So,
Facts.
am I surprised that they're 0-3? Yes, but should I be surprised that they're 0-3? No. So that is
The reason
that
I
is
say I'm
our
surprised because
existence.
I just feel like, man, they will win one game. You know what I'm saying? Because that was I don't know what I'm looking at some of the players' attitudes and stuff. I feel like they tired of Justin Fields, man. Like I'm looking at the receivers after they run their routes, they looking like, man, it's like it's some I don't know what's going on, but it's something going on, man.
Yeah, it's hard
That
to pinpoint it too because I've been seeing a lot of I see a lot of that too, but I also see a lot of them drop passes, dimes that he
mm,
putting out there that they dropping. So
that
it's a
they
little
drop.
bit of everything. The whole team is bad right now.
Khalil
It's all
Herbert,
the
that
milk's
that
gone
surprised me
bad.
too.
Khalil
That's
Herbert with a fumble. Chase Claypool not blocking or getting the ball wrestled away. Just
and
it's
he a
all
veteran
bad.
now. Come on, he a
It's
veteran now.
in a
Claypool.
contract year. Um, but yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised about that, but I would say that Minnesota is probably the biggest surprise for me. Although I told everybody that would listen, Minnesota won a lot of one score games last year, about 8 or 9 of them.
Mm.
That's luck. That doesn't last forever. And now they losing those one score games.
And the tables turning.
Yeah, Charlie Murphy. The tables have
The tables
turned.
had the tables had turned, man.
Yeah, yeah. But it was good to see Cincinnati get off that list and get them a big win on Monday Night Football. Because
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow was having a horrible start, and he kind of still is. But they saved him. That defense and Jamar Chase and
Smoking
Joe
Joe.
Mixon and them, yeah. And then Justin Fields, you said it, man. It's hard to pinpoint what it is exactly. He's not been good at all. He's been bad, but I can't put it all on him, and it's not been all him. Chase Daniel, former backup quarterback, he put out a real good video with the all 22, and he
What do you
paused
say?
and showed all of the plays. It's easy to watch when you got somebody pausing them and stopping in between each one, and you're seeing like DJ Moore let up early on a route. Justin threw it to
Mm.
the spot, or a lot of times when you got Greg Olsen on TV saying get rid of the ball, there is literally nobody open and a sea of red coming his way.
No
So,
separation.
I mean, I can't put it all on him.
Mm.
I could put some because he's not perfect. Um, not even been, I can't say he's been good by any stretch, but they all been bad. He's the face though, so he got to take it.
Yeah.
The good news is you got Denver next week, and they just got beat 70-20. So these are the two bottom feeders in the league. Somebody got to go.
Got to go. In a good way.
Yeah.
Somebody about to get a
Somebody
dub.
praying to get their O up out of there.
That's crazy.
So yeah. And then I actually saw this last week, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to drop an episode last week. But it was some bizarre NFL news. Did you hear that the NFL filed a grievance against the NFLPA, the Players Association, for advising running backs to fake injuries?
Man, say that's that's I don't know how to feel about that. They can't be doing that, man. That's crazy. That's not right now.
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, get in them comments what y'all think about that.
That's so the Players Association advises running backs to fake injuries.
That's what the NFL is saying. They're accusing the Players Association of.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
What the running back want more money?
Or maybe they saying go down because they not paying you, and so why give them your all? Why give them everything? Um, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Trust me, I'm gonna be paying attention to this one. And ladies and gentlemen, getting those comments. If you guys are more intel, holla at your boy.
Is this where flag football starts?
Oh no, no, no,
Nah, man. But
no.
I know I hope that players aren't telling other players to do that because that kills the morale
I agree.
and everything of the game, man. Like that bring, come on,
That
man. We talking
integrity.
about the Lawrence Taylor days, refrigerator Perry days, man. Like the
Hey, your running
bus,
back was the toughest guy. He running through all of
Walter
that. He
Payton.
going through all of that. But they've been doing the running backs a disservice. I agree with that, but I don't agree with that tactic. That's not how you get it done.
Yeah, that's not it, right. Because you still you taking away from the fans. You teaching the kids bad habits.
Yeah,
So
yeah. In fact, if NFL wins that grievance, that seems like that could be detrimental to the Players Association. And I don't know.
yeah.
That kind of feels like a big deal that's kind of being swept under the rug. But on my sports, we talking about it. They ain't talking about it on the big networks, but we getting to that.
Mm.
But man, so week four is quickly approaching, and it's kicking off Thursday with the Packers and the Lions. That should be a classic smash mouth game. Both teams are ascending right now, and looking
You say
really
week
good.
four?
Jordan Love, yeah, Jordan Love has been looking good. Christian Watson might be back. Their defense has been playing good. Green Bay's coming off a real nice comeback. And Denver is a much different team now. Jahmyr Gibbs is a hell of a weapon. He kind of put me in the mind of Reggie Bush, but he might be a little bit better. But
Detroit.
yeah, Detroit and Green Bay is going down Thursday. What you think about that game, T?
I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna take Detroit.
You got Detroit?
Yeah,
Yeah. I haven't seen the line on that one. That's a
it's
tough one to
one.
call because both of these they both 2-1. I like Detroit. A lot of people pick Detroit to win this division, but at Lambeau, I think I'm gonna go with the kid. He coming off a big comeback. I think I'm gonna go with Jordan Love and them. Don't tell nobody. I picked the Packers. Shh. But
Nah, for
a
real.
couple other good games coming on this weekend, man. The Dolphins and the Bills, T. The Dolphins and the Bills, that division rival. Let's see you put up 79. That should be a fun one. I think
I still think they're gonna do it.
I think they're gonna win. I don't think they putting up 70. Buffalo got a much better defense, but I think I'm with you on Miami winning that one though.
Yeah, Miami still gonna be.
I like Miami winning that at
They owe them
Buffalo.
from last year.
Yeah, and I mentioned the battle of the winless. I don't know if that's a game to
Chicago
watch
and
for
Denver.
everybody, but I will suffer through it. And I'm gonna go with my Bears. Call me a homer. It is what it is. Baltimore and Cleveland. That's one. That's one to pay attention to right there. Who you got in that one, T?
Cleveland.
Ooh, that defense, man. That
Cleveland.
defense is playing. I got to ride with you on that one. Baltimore was one of my early season picks to well, it's hard to call them a sleeper to get to the Super Bowl, but I think that's a strong possibility for them. But they're not looking like that right now. So I'm with you. That Cleveland defense is looking nasty. Deshaun, all he got to do is just don't lose it. As long as he can
Yep.
maintain, they good.
Yep. Cause that defense look real good.
Yeah. I tell you what, another matchup that I didn't think was, leading into the season, didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but now it's kind of a fun matchup. Pittsburgh and Houston. C.J. Stroud slinging that thing, T.
Yeah, yeah. He
What
had
you
to
think
get
about your
comfortable.
hometown squad,
Hey,
man?
he had to get his feet wet, man. He had to get comfortable, man. That's all that was.
He's slinging that thing, man, and he
Yeah,
turning he
yeah.
turning no names into heroes. I tell you what, though, I like Tank Dell coming out of
You of
Houston.
age.
Yup,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. They got something. They
Yeah,
got
they got a
something.
nice look. They nice too, man.
They got something. They got some confidence about themselves. That should be a fun game. These
They
two
got
young
D'Amico
squads,
Ryan.
man, because you got Kenny Pickett and George Pickens on the other side.
Now that's gonna be a good little matchup.
Yeah, that's a sleeper game, man. That's a sneaky good game to watch.
That's the future of the NFL.
Oh, for real, for real. Um, Tampa and New Orleans. New
Yeah,
Orleans is a team I picked to win the division for the NFC South. I think that's the Tampa. That's their competition. That should be a
I
good
think
one. The reigning champs over the reigning division
I'm gonna,
champs.
I'm gonna take Baker Mayfield and them on that one.
Baker is he back to being Maker? You remember the old nickname Maker?
Yeah,
Early Baker
he
was Maker
yeah.
Mayfield.
Hey man, he was
Maker is back.
he trying, man. He trying, cause he know he got to come on with it. He
Yeah,
got to.
yeah. Everybody paying attention. You ain't gonna have too many chances.
Not in Tampa
But
Bay, you know.
yeah, I like the way it's going down though. They looking good. Mike Evans on his revenge tour. For some reason, they don't want to pay him. They crazy. Mike Evans supposed to retire a buck. What he 8, 9 straight years of 1,000 yards? Ain't nobody done that. He's supposed to retire that man right there.
I think he lackluster. That's all.
Yeah, but ain't nobody did 9 straight years 1,000 yards. Like he's legendary.
I agree.
He's supposed to retire over there, man. Pay that man.
That's the same thing with Amari Cooper. You know, like it's certain receivers. Like if Odell did that, he would be breaking a bank right now. Like they would give a brakes truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But by him being
just
Mike Evans, he's not an Odell. Ain't nobody trying to break no
quiet
brakes
and
pump.
yeah. I feel you,
You know,
but that consistency. I mean, Tampa should know better than everybody how valuable he is to them.
facts.
So yeah, and that's all I got to say about that.
No, for real.
Cincy and Tennessee should be interesting.
Cincinnati, man. I don't think Tennessee won it.
You think Cincinnati is back?
I just don't think Tennessee won it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's halfway through the season, Tennessee gonna start to look to start them one of them young QBs.
Yeah,
Tannehill
because
almost out the
man,
door. This is final season of
Derrick
that contract too.
Derrick Henry. I mean, I like. I mean, I just feel like Tennessee don't want it, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
They got DeAndre Hopkins and you got Derrick Henry, man. You can't get it going.
yeah, I'm in agreement with you. And I like the young cat Traylon Burke, the receiver over there.
Yeah,
They got
like
some pieces. They still got a good defense.
thank you.
Yeah, they should be better. And New England and Dallas, them Cowboy fans, they took a tough one. This bounce
Yeah,
back
that was
game at the crib. You think they gonna give them what they gonna
New
give what they
England.
gave to the Jets and the Giants early on in the season?
I wouldn't be surprised if New England try to come in there and spoil the show again. Bill
Ooh,
Belichick.
ooh, you picking them?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised. The reason I said it because it's Elliott revenge tour. Bill Belichick spoiling
Zeke
the
coming off
another
a
Cinderella
strong week
story.
last week too. Zeke had about 78, 80 yards on 15 carries. Zeke had a little bit of a
Man,
renaissance game.
you think he not gonna get up for this game? Come on, look. You think he not gonna
It's
get up? He
circled in black and
man,
red and blue and silver. It's circled.
this yeah. I gotta watch that game. I need to see what it's gonna feel like. You
Yeah,
know.
man. Yeah.
Think about all the times, all the people that was probably in the locker room who always wanted to hit Zeke on. Now you gonna get the opportunity. You about to really
Oh,
see
for
what it
real.
feel like to get hit by Zeke.
You finna see how they really felt about him.
I tell you.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And then, and the Sunday night matchup, it once was thought to be a prime time, a huge matchup, but now it ain't the same and don't hit the same. KC at New York Jets. That was
Yeah,
supposed to
without
be the
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers game, man. So I'm expecting a thorough spanking. That's a shellacking right there by via KC. What you think?
Yeah, I think KC gonna beat him. I don't know what's going on with Zach Wilson, man. Know how many more chances he need.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Cause they got a lot of talent over there in New York Jets.
yeah. They know they shown they not patient because they went and got Aaron Rodgers. So
And
yeah,
just for that to happen, man, that whole situation was just sad.
facts, facts. And then finally to finish out week 4 is what I think is going to be a sneaky good Monday night game.
Hmm.
See, I'm talking about Seattle at the Giants, man. That's a sneaky good one. Giants defense. That Giants defense is. I'm not the
I
biggest fan of Danny Dimes, but that defense a fool. What you
I
think?
think Seattle going and Geno Smith and Metcalf, man.
I'm with you. I like Seattle. I'm probably picking Seattle. Seattle is one of my that is one of my sleepers. I love the way that team is built. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that's still gonna be a sneaky good game, man. That defense is
Oh yeah,
strong over there for the
oh yeah.
Giants. It's pretty
And
impressive.
then Saquon already banged up, so I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's a lot that's gonna go into that game. But the other receiver, Hyatt, if he get off, it might be a long day.
yeah. Speak on it. I'm a fan of Jalen Hyatt, rookie out of
Might be
Tennessee.
a
Yes,
long day.
sir.
Yep,
Yes,
might be a
sirski.
long day.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna be a.
So that's gonna be a fun week, man. Week 4, a lot
Oh
to
yeah,
look forward to,
oh
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen. Get in them comments. Which game y'all looking forward to the most? Which game do you have circled and why?
Hmm.
So let's move on a little bit. Real quick. College football highlight, man. Deion and them, Coach Prime coming off a disappointing performance last week against Oregon. They got their asses handed to them. T.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo's got number 5 USC and the reigning Heisman along and this year's Heisman favorite Caleb Williams. Man, are they in for another long night, T?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah.
It's a different
Very,
level up
very
here.
like
It's a
you
different
know.
level up here. But I'll tell you this though, USC defense let Shador have a game. I hope to see a much better performance this week, and just to see where Shador stands against the number 1 dude. This should still be a fun quarterback matchup. See,
I feel like people are forgetting that for the last 6 generations of kids, none of those stars have went to Colorado. For the last 6 generations of kids been going to Alabama, Texas, USC, Oregon. Household names. You get what I'm saying? So even the third strings on those big universities against the starters of Colorado can hang with them if you get what I'm saying.
yeah, I feel you. Well,
It's gonna take
I get what you're saying,
generations.
but that's Colorado, you got to remember, you still got to give them credit. Remember, they wiped out about 80 some players. They brought in a whole new crew, and it was different than going to Colorado. It was coming to Coach Prime, so that attracted a
Mhm,
lot better talent.
mhm.
And we've seen it. I mean, Shador, Shiloh, and Travis Hunter are some monsters. That freshman running back Edwards, beast.
Mhm.
But I mean, I
Mhm.
agree with you. The big dogs, it's levels to this. It's levels to this, and they ain't on
Cause
that.
all I'm saying, those guys are. I'm not knocking them kids because they still kids, right? But it's people that's already doing this. You hear what I'm saying? Like it's other people around the league that's doing this. Like somebody told me they was like, Shadur threw for 400, 500 yards. Da, 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 da. Caleb, the quarterback for the UFC, came right back that night and they ain't on did the same thing
Well, that whole
against better
conference,
competition.
no, it wasn't against better competition though. I gotta ride with
I
Shador
just
on
feel
that
like
one.
I feel like you know what I'm
I
saying. Hold
gotta
on, I'm
I, I
saying.
gotta ride with Shador on
I
that
feel
one. I
like
watched the game. I watched
you
both
got
games.
people who get babysitted, and you got people who don't get babysitted. Them people been playing dogs. You know what I'm saying?
A
They
hundred
been
percent.
playing
A hundred percent.
USC,
All.
Oregon, Texas. These are key. These are household generations where if you a 4 or 4-star recruit, a blue chip recruit, a 5-star recruit, they been going to them schools. Nobody been going to Colorado. So what makes you think Sanders is gonna come in here and compete with kids that's been doing this? You get what I'm
I
saying?
mean, he is though. He already is
What's the
though.
dude name? Bennett,
I
the
mean,
quarterback from.
Shador. I mean, hold on. I gotta stand up for Shador on this one. I gotta ride for the Sanders kids because he is. I
What?
get what you saying. Like the competition, it don't hit the same. Jackson State, it just don't hit the same. But he came over here to to the Pac-12. What remains of it, and is doing what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, the
He
first game,
okay.
that 400-yard game was against better competition than the one that Caleb went against. Now, I'm not saying he's not on. He is not on Caleb level. Caleb is the number one guy. That is not in question. But that whole Pac-12, you got to put Shador in there. He's one of those top quarterbacks out there. You got to give him some love. I mean, it is what it is, and I believe this week we gonna at least see a good QB performance from both sides. But yeah, it's a game. Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., Quinn Ewers. I know it's a litany of
They
these
showed
quarterbacks
that
out here. I
they
get that,
showed him his levels to it. They
which
showed
I
him because
said,
my
which I said. But the biggest thing to me, if you watch the Buffalo's games leading up to that game, Shador took a lot of hits. That offensive line, they ain't ready for it. And Oregon took advantage of that. USC defense isn't scary. Now that offense, I'm expecting USC to win this game. I mean, I'm not sitting here being a homer. Like, I'm being realistic on this one. I expect USC to win. But I expect Shador to have a better time against that defense, a better showing of what he's capable of. That's all I'm saying. I mean, this little dude out here training with Tom Brady, that just hit different. It is
and
what it
couldn't do
is.
nothing. And couldn't do nothing with no kids at Oregon. That don't mean nothing.
That was a whole
That
team, though. You can't put that whole
what
thing
happened
on
to that
Shador.
Brady mode?
You can't put
What
that
happened
whole
to that
thing on.
Brady
You can't put
mode?
that whole thing on Shador. They whole
Come on,
squad got
man. People
spanked.
got to look. You out here doing this. You are the defensive people. They out here. They waiting on you. I told people before that game, bro. He not focused on winning. These people are more focused on being seen, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So when you out here taunting the defense and woo, it's somebody. It's a defensive safety. It's a linebacker. It's a defensive end who waiting on you to slip because they gonna
Well,
knock
I
your
tell you
head off.
what, they wasn't taunting nobody in Oregon. I mean, yeah, against Oregon. That the week before Colorado State, they was supposed to do all of that. That's what they was supposed to do. He was supposed to taunt and
I'm talking about when
flash
Tom
and go
Brady
Brady
told
mode.
him
That's
stop
what he
putting
was
your
supposed to
wrist
do.
up. When Tom Brady told him stop putting your wrist up and go home and focus on film. That's what a goat told him, and what he keep doing, putting his wrist up, and he got his ass beat. Like it's like
I think
I
your
try to get people to
timeline is off.
understand. Like you gotta
He
you
told him
like
he told him that after he put his wrist up.
either you want to be flashy or you gonna take this game for real. You know what I'm saying? And some people they just want to be flashy about it. You know, like them people got hit in the mouth,
Yeah, but I
point
wouldn't care.
blank.
I
Period.
wouldn't put him in. I wouldn't characterize him on that. You got to see how he come back from adversity. Just because you seen 1 week of him out there flashing the wrist, you can't categorize him and say that's who he is. That's not what I've seen leading up. But at the same time, look who his father is. That's what he want his people to just be free. I mean, you got to see how they bounce back. Until
Yeah,
I see how
you
they
got.
bounce back.
Everybody can't be. That's the problem. Everybody can't be prime. If you, it's you got to be prime on the field and prime off the field, man. You feel me?
Yeah, but
Everybody can't
well,
be
but so far,
prime, man.
guess what? He has been.
I'm
He
just
has
saying, we
been.
weren't like I said, them kids not ready for these big schools. I've been saying it. and
Well,
they
slow,
need to
slow.
grow
We
a little
talking
bit
about
more.
they lost to the number 10, the number 10 team in the country. Um, Slow down. I mean, they doing. You talking about a
Now
team that
imagine if
won
that was
one game
Alabama.
last year? If that was
I'm just saying,
Alabama, if that first off, Oregon, this year's Oregon is better than Alabama.
bro, Will Monroe need to get it. They need to go ahead and get rid of him and put a real quarterback back there. That's first off.
Yeah,
They'll be
Alabama
perfectly
is
fine.
not good right now.
Bro, Alabama, I just told you the downfall is the quarterback, Hill Monroe or Will Monroe. I'm watching this dude. He making reads that's not even there, and then he dry throw an interception. He is not ready. Why is he even quarterback of Alabama? Just because he can run fast? No, let's get a real quarterback back here who can make these reads.
Yeah,
Come
easier
on,
said than done. No, that well ran
like
dry. They got to retap.
that's what it is. Like you say, you got to retap.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how things go next year with all of the shakeups and the movement and all of the
Facts,
conferences. That's gonna be
facts.
something to see. Yeah, but
A lot more people gonna go to Colorado. A lot more 5-star people gonna go to Colorado too.
yeah, all the kids they trying to go to the NFL. Everybody wants some fame.
Hmm. But you
I
gotta
mean,
win
but
first.
I mean,
But like I keep telling people,
but they are.
you
But
know,
T, they were a 1-win team last year. By
mhm,
default, he has already doubled, tripled that.
yeah, yeah.
So
But
I mean, it's and that's the first loss, versus a team that had 1 win. So I mean, just I agree you got to win, but
it's the
I've
same
seen
thing
nothing.
with the Earl Spence and Terrence
But
Crawford. I kept telling people, Bud is gonna beat Earl ad. Bud is gonna beat Earl. Like
well,
it's
no,
something right
it's
there.
not
Like,
the same thing. But
gee, okay, it's not the same.
it's
Okay,
not the same thing because
because Earl was
we talking
made
about
up, no?
we talking about a whole season and one loss in that season versus an individual sport where one loss can end your career for some people. It's not. It's much different.
Okay,
It's
what
not
I meant by
over
the
because they
same,
lost one game. Like they could still go to a bowl game. I mean, I don't know how many people really expected them to win to go to a national championship game in their first year there. I mean,
bro, they ain't did nothing. Y'all ain't hearing what has they done? They beat TCU. TCU ain't beat nobody.
so what are you arguing with? I just said nobody expected them to go to the national championship in their first game. I mean,
So
first
why
year.
is it so why is
They
it
could
such a
still see a
surprise that they
bowl.
lost to Oregon then?
Who is surprised?
Like the whole world is surprised.
I ain't heard nobody surprised. They was the dogs coming into the game. They was a
I
21
guess
point
look, I
dog
guess
going
just the
into the
local
game.
I guess just the local people where I'm at, they just surprised. Maybe I don't
Maybe
know.
because they were a
Because
21 point dog heading into the game. I don't know anybody that was surprised.
Because I'm just saying, I was having a conversation with people who were saying that they were going to actually beat Oregon. I was like, bro, no, they're not going to beat Oregon. They was like, yes, they are. And I'm like, okay, you
Yeah,
know,
that was probably just diehard Deion fans.
that's
It's a
probably what
lot
it
of
is.
them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a lot
That's
of them.
probably what it is.
But I'm realistic with mine. I don't expect them to beat USC. But like I say, I think that defense is will hopefully let us see a much better quarterback show between both sides. And I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait till Saturday. It's going down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But man, moving on from college football, even though we only really talked about the one team, but that's because that's the team that everybody is talking about. You gotta stay with it. But man,
Hey,
it's fight week. It's fight week. It's fight week, and I know we're gonna take some time on that one because I know that's a big fight. Y'all know this Charlo Canelo fight week. But before we get into that, a couple other fights was announced.
mm,
Benavidez and Andre, Demetrius Andre,
yeah,
November 24th. Let's go. I think Demetrius is going night night, but let's go.
really.
Hey, you all right. The people haven't heard me talk about Andre the way you have, but I've never been a fan, and you know this.
Mm,
I've never been a fan. A good, solid fighter, but the level of competition in Benavidez is much different. The Mexican monster is gonna give him that onslaught.
The Demetrius Andrade.
Demetrius, he's solid. He got some power, but he's slow. He kind of bores me a little bit, if I'm being honest.
Come on, man.
You seem surprised.
Come on, man.
You seem surprised. You know I ain't the biggest Demetrius fan. Come on, hit me with the other side. Hit me with the other side.
He's big. He's powerful.
I said he's
He's
strong.
he untamed. He's uncontrollable, unpredictable. Like
He's a good
he one shot.
counterpuncher. He is a good counterpuncher.
He one shot away from putting your lights out. Like he got that, you know. But
I think the aggression and the power from Benavidez is gonna be too
man, this,
much for him. Like
we about to see it. We about to see a slugfest, man. We about to see a slugfest, man.
I think he too slow for Benavidez though.
Cause he might, like, man. We about to see a slugfest on that one.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hop in those comments. Who y'all got in that one? I can't wait to see it though. November 24th. That's gonna be a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, that November 24th. That's gonna be a good Thanksgiving weekend fight. I know that's around the timeline. I don't know the exact date of Thanksgiving this year. I ain't looking at a calendar right now, so I'm sure somebody might correct me. But November 24th, that's got to be around that time. So that might be that maybe after Black Friday.
Uh-oh.
That'll be a dope way to end the weekend if that is the way those dates line up. But another one was mentioned. It ain't the fight that we thought we was gonna get, but
Okay.
when Frank Martin stepped away from the rumored fight with Shakur Stevenson,
Shakur Stevenson.
we had to have somebody step up and take it. So Edwin De Los Santos agreed to take his place. November 16th in Vegas, T.
De Los Santos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Martin heard everybody talking, and he was gonna die in that matchup. Like it was just like R.I.P. Frank Martin. But yeah, Shakur will be back, and that's right around the corner. But
Yeah, that's right.
you know
When
what
you say
time?
it again,
That's November
the fifth,
the 16th. November 16th.
16th.
Yeah. That's November 16th, and then Benavidez and Andre is November 24th.
In Charlo this week.
Yes, sir. So you know what time it is. Let's talk about it. Fight week. Jermell Charlo. Canelo Alvarez. Who you got, T?
Man,
Who you got? Who your hometown got against one of the guys that you talk about the most? I know this is
no,
hard for you, T.
nah, it's more like a business decision.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't ride with your heart. You gotta ride with what you know.
Okay. And drum
Yeah,
roll.
I'm right. I'm taking. It's Charlo all day, man.
You
It's
riding with
Charlo,
Charlo?
man. Man, come on,
You
man.
riding
Like,
with the
come on,
hometown?
man.
You riding with the heart? Is that the heart? Or is that the head? Which one is that? Because I know you got
Hey,
love for Canelo, but Charlo is the hometown. Which one is that? Is that the heart or is that the head?
like I said, it's a business decision right there, man.
Okay. Okay.
That's business right
Okay.
there. I don't see no way Canelo gonna win.
Ooh.
Honestly.
All right. I'm gonna tell you like this. I hope you right, T.
Mm-hmm.
So badly, cause I'm a big fan of Charlo. I hope you right. And I got him. I give him so much credit for taking on this fight and jumping up in two classes to take on this fight. Like that's not an easy task. To fight at a weight he ain't fought at yet against the guy who that's his most comfortable place to fight at. I My head is telling me it's Canelo. I'm picking Canelo to win, but I hope that I'm wrong. This is one that I so hope that I'm wrong. I hope you
Mm-hmm.
the right one on this one. But he jumping up to 168, and that's what Canelo is most comfortable at. Now we know Charlo walk around big, but I believe the power will translate when he goes up. But the only thing that I worry about, well, the biggest thing that I worry about with Charlo, and I mentioned this some weeks prior, but like I said, this is his first fight at 168. Does the stamina translate? That hit different, putting on all that weight. You know what I'm saying? Can you go into the deep waters with all that extra weight? We ain't seen it yet. And you going against somebody who is
Canelo.
that's Canelo. That's that dude. And that's what he is most comfortable at. I would have liked it much better for I probably would have picked Charlo if they would have did a catch at 160, but they didn't. He coming up to he meeting them in his home turf.
Yep.
So that's a hard one for me. I want Charlo to win so badly, and this one I'm hoping that I'm wrong for. But yeah. It's
It's gonna be
Canelo.
easier than what everybody think.
I hope you're right, T. I hope you right. Um,
Canelo can't present to Charlo nothing that Charlo hasn't already saw. So just another day at the gym, man. Just another day
yeah,
at the gym.
it's so much.
And if y'all think
This
about
is
it,
the top of the top. Like even if they were fighting at 154, the level of competition is better than anybody that he fought there. Now we going up to 68.
yeah, 68. But you got to understand, a lot of people don't understand. They're not looking at the adversity that he's already been through. They're not
He's
looking
been
at
through a lot, and he got the
resentment.
heart of a lion.
They not looking at what he didn't had judges rob him for victories. He didn't have to fight
Agreed.
a man twice. He didn't have to
Agreed.
fight both of his. He didn't have to fight for his undisputed belts twice, two times. Earl Spence ain't did that. Bud ain't even did that. Not knocking Bud, but I'm saying like he had to fight for his undisputed twice to go gain that. It ain't nothing that they can put in front of this man that he hasn't already saw. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. They talking about two-way classes. That doesn't mean nothing.
It
He
means a
didn't have to
lot.
fight. He didn't fought he fought the fight that a lot of fighters ain't fight for your belt to get robbed and you know you won and you go back and knock him out. So he know going into Canelo fight, I can't let this go 12 rounds. This not going 12 rounds because they might do what they did with Tony Harrison and take my belt. They might do what they did with Castano and say a split decision. So I gotta knock this motherfucker out.
That Castano was like that kind of was a split. That one was questionable performance right there.
Okay, and what he did, he came back and he knocked that motherfucker out, didn't? I mean, come on, this is what Charlo do, man. Listen, man.
Yeah,
Listen, man.
I agree, but that's what he do in the second fight.
But he know now. You hear what I'm saying?
I hope
See,
so.
see,
I
see.
hope
If you
so.
don't put your hand on that hot stove, you don't know it's hot unless somebody tell you it's hot. But if you don't know, you're gonna put your hand on there. See, now he know. I can't let it go back to these judges no more. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I 100%. He absolutely know that, but Canelo got some
So he
power up
know
there,
that
man.
now.
Canelo got some power up there. It's gonna be a fun one, man. This is a huge fight, and I don't think it's getting as much hype as it really should, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
this
I
should be
agree with
really
you.
bigger than what is getting pushed
It should be
as.
like on every commercial. Like this is a big fight.
But Charlo ain't really been on pay per view much, so I think that's got a lot to do with it. But this is a huge fight. I agree. This is
You want me
huge.
to be honest? I tell you what it is. They don't want to blow it up and Canelo get his ass beat, and then it's everybody be hurt. That's what it
I
is.
hope you're right,
Because
man. I hope you're right
why
too.
when he fought John Ryder in Mexico, we was hearing about it over here, but he fighting Charlo over here, we barely hearing about it. Come on, man. They know he in for a real fight. They know Canelo has
He
lost
is in
this
for a
fight when
real
he
fight
finally
though.
conquered.
This ain't one of those. This
No,
even though I picked Canelo because I think
you pick a what?
yeah I mean I said that already.
You pick
I
Canelo?
don't want to pick Canelo, but this head over heart on this one. But even though I picked Canelo to win, I don't think this one is gonna be an easy win. Like
Well,
I will.
wait,
I go back to the Caleb Plant fight, the Canelo and Caleb Plant. I thought
how do you
Caleb
see
Plant.
Canelo winning right quick?
Hold on. I thought Caleb Plant had a really good game plan against Canelo. The only problem for the Plant game plan is he ain't had no power to go with it. So them was just like little pea shooters to Canelo, which allowed him to come back and overtake him and come with that onslaught. If Jamel can come with a game plan similar, I trust Jamel's power way more than Plant. That can be a ticket to beating Canelo. But like I said, my biggest concern for Charlo is the stamina going up in that weight class. That's my biggest worry for him is you ain't fought with this extra weight yet. How long can you go? You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest concern is this is somebody who does this. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I got Canelo outlasting him. But I do think
Can I
this
say
is gonna
something?
be
Can I,
a
can I
slaughter
say something?
fest though. This is gonna be back and forth. Go ahead.
Bud was at 140. They say, Bud, you're not gonna go up to 147 and beat these dudes up here. They champions. Kell Brook was a champion. He went up and beat the shit out of Kell Brook. Earl Spence is a champion. He went up and beat the brakes out for Earl Spence. He had the whole Dallas DFW crying around here. You feel what I'm saying?
But you
So
know,
why Charlo can't do this,
because
man?
you know the biggest difference between those two that you just mentioned. For one, that's one weight class for Bud. But two, Bud been at 47 for how many years now? No, how many
Man,
years? How many years he been at 47 now?
about 2 years now.
I would say even longer than that. T.
Probably about two. Probably about three.
I say about 4-5 now.
It probably is.
I
It
say about
probably
four,
is.
5 years now.
Because his
And
first
we
fight was,
talking
I think,
about
what,
and we
Kell
talking
Brook?
about this Charlo
Nah, his
first.
first fight was at 147. His first fight was, I want to say Kell Brook.
No, he was fighting at 47 before the Kell Brook fight.
He was across the street. The
He
Jeff
was
Horn
across the
and
street when he was with when he was with Top Rank. He was at 47.
that Jeff Horn fight. That was at 140 or 147. That's where he took the belt from Jeff Horn.
I think that was
147.
40 or 47. That was
It was
that
one.
was either the last fight at 40 or the first fight at 47.
Or the
But that
breakthrough
was how
fight.
long
Yep.
ago was that? That was about 4-5
That shit
years
was,
ago, wasn't it?
that was about 5 years ago, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And this
Oh.
is Charlo's first fight at that weight against one of the best, one of the best we've seen at that weight. That's a
It's,
big difference. Like Bud had time to work through and dominate. Bud, by the time Bud fought EJ, Bud didn't ran through most of them dudes.
yeah, he was already comfortable at 147, so I get what you're saying. Charlo not even he jumping in deep water, but look
Yeah,
though,
this is,
water is water. If you a fish, you can fish. That means you gonna
and that's
swim.
why.
You
Hey,
big.
look, I got nothing. I got all the respect in the world for him for taking this and doing this when his brother should have did it. His brother should
Yeah.
have took the fight. And his brother talking about we both got deals to fight Canelo. I don't even know if I want to see you fight him now. I want to see you. I wanted to see you fight Benavidez.
You don't want. He don't want that.
But so I got nothing but respect for Jamel for taking this fight. Like that's big props, and I expect this to be a really good fight. I think Jamel will hurt him. I do
That's
think Jamel will hurt him. I just worry about how long he'll be able to go. First fight against the dog of all dogs at that weight class. That
Canelo.
matters, man. Like that matters. It's got to mean something.
Nah, definitely, I agree.
So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, get them comments, man. Who y'all got? How y'all see this thing going? I can't wait. You know we're gonna be on the phone. I'm gonna be chopping it up with you when it's going
Yeah.
down. Yeah, it's a big weekend. But before we get up out of here, man, I want to talk some hoops real quick, man. It's around the corner. Training camp starting next week, man. October 3rd, man.
That shit went by quick.
Quick. Preseason start October 5th, man. It's hoops.
That
I'm a
shit.
big basketball fan, so this show is gonna get interesting. We're gonna have a lot to talk about real soon. But man, just one thing, some news. Well, it's not news; it's a rumor that I've heard. It worries me, T. This rumor worries me, and I hope they don't do it just to appease this man, because to me it's a bad move. But I'm
Mm.
hearing that it's a strong possibility that Golden State is gonna start Chris Paul.
Do you feel like he should start?
I
At
don't.
what position?
I don't feel like he should start. Who do you sit? They already small. Who you gonna sit? Wiggins? You gonna sit Clay? Good luck getting Clay to convincing Clay to accept that willingly. And Wiggins has been your second best player over the last couple seasons.
Don't. Yeah, Wiggins. Nah, I won't.
Who
I
do
won't
you
sit
sit?
Wiggins.
You gonna sit a big? That's a horrible idea.
So who you got to run the court with? Who you gonna run with the court with? Klay Thompson.
He probably gonna be on that. I mean, if he starts, I don't, they're gonna probably
Klay
sit Wiggins
Thompson.
down, but they shouldn't. Chris Paul should be coming off the bench.
That's. I mean, but
I hope that that's just a fake rumor. I hope that's fake news. But
I thought that was a part of the agreement. I mean, because my thing is this, bro. What you want to try to run some type of three-headed monster with Chris Paul, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, and let him facilitate it?
who he doesn't fit the pace. He doesn't even run the pace that they play at. He can slow it down. You know them
Yeah,
boys
but
like to move. Steph Curry
yeah,
run
yeah,
off
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
He move.
They full court. But I mean, when you got, I don't want to say the coach is trying to appease him, but it's Chris Paul, so maybe he trying to put that knowledge into the game to maybe they need to slow it down.
But
Because if you think about
but
it,
to me that
just
would be
think about it.
perfect for him coming off the bench to change the pace during the games. How crazy would it be to throw off your opponent to come with this fast pace, Steph and Clay jacking up everything, and then Chris Paul coming in methodical? How do you plan for that? To me, that's where it works best. That him coming off the bench, leading the youngsters, he'll be able to get some more shots off, and he could change the pace of play.
He can control. Like, he keep them under control.
Yeah,
He can keep them.
out
I was
there
about
with
to say
Kaminga and Moody and them.
unless they had two bigs, right? Who I don't care who the my two bigs is, and then Chris Paul, Clay, and Steph on the court. That's my five. I don't care who my two bigs is. Like I said, Chris Paul can push it, run it, do it however. That's gonna open up most shots for Clay and Steph. But like you say, why would you do that when you got three bigs?
I mean, what they'll probably do, I'm sitting there trying to figure it out, trying to picture it. If they do go that route, they'll probably sit Looney and go small ball to start the game, and then just go big throughout the game and bring Looney in. Probably don't play CP3 as many minutes. He'll probably
Mhm.
start the game if that's the route they take. But I'm against it, man. Looney should be start. Everybody in their starting lineup should remain in their starting lineup.
Right now, as it is.
Looney surprised a lot of people last year. Looney had a really
Yeah,
good
it is.
season. You don't reward that by bringing him off the bench.
Yeah, it
You
is.
gonna sit Draymond? That's your best defensive player on your team.
Man.
Like nothing makes sense.
Nah, I mean, they trying to, because that is an all star lineup though. If you look at it,
Yeah, they say.
Draymond, Clay, Steph, and CP3. That's a nice on paper. That's a nice lineup. It sounds real good.
It's small. It don't
But
sound that good to me. Just
with
because, like the
CP3,
names, yes. Like, don't get me wrong. This ain't a knock on CP3, the player. Like CP3 is a legend, but the style of play with Clay and Steph and Wiggins doesn't mesh to me. To me, if you make that work, bring CP off the bench and lead the next group, Moody and Kaminga and them, off the bench, and then he can run his style of play. He's good with young players. You know what I'm saying? He'll get them on their spots, have them going where they supposed to be. He could direct and be that general that he's used to being.
Mm-hmm.
But with Steph and Clay, it's just the pace of play doesn't match to me. That's all. Hit me in them comments. Tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm talking crazy. Well, then just the last thing I want to get on. See this one for somebody that deals with as much animosity, hate, whatever you want to call it, for a superstar player. Russell Westbrook has a chance to make unprecedented history, NBA history next year. So check this out. He's got 198 career triple doubles, 2 triple doubles away from becoming the first player in history with 200.
That's crazy.
And he currently has 24,457 points. So he'll likely hit 25,000 points this year. He's got 7,964 rebounds. He'll likely hit 8,000 rebounds this year.
Damn.
If he hits those marks, Westbrook will join LeBron James as the only player in NBA history with at least 25,000 points, 9,000 assists, and 8,000 rebounds. Get that man his flowers.
They got to, bro.
Get that man his flowers.
They got to. That's Russ. That's Russ, bro. That's crazy, bro.
That's an insane stat, right?
Yes, that's astronomical.
That's crazy, man. 25,000, 9,000, 8,000 with 200 triple doubles. Get that man his flowers, man.
Got to.
Let Russ cook. Let this Russ cook. T.
He up there with Bron, bro. That is
Man, let's go shit.
Really?
Now, don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not putting them in that argument. But this legendary, man. Get that man his props, man. Russ is an all-time great. And he's about to do something that ain't nobody done. Nobody sniffed 200 triple-doubles. When it's all said and done, the Joker may. I don't know. It's hard to say. But get that man his flowers. On that note, T, man, it's fun having you back, man. I hope to keep you coming back. I hope to get you back on here again, man. This was dope, man. The shenanigans back at it, man.
Nah, for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all still with us, man? Please, please, please drop a like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on a single episode ever. Get with us, man. From us here, man, On My Sports, man. Ladies and gentlemen, love you. Man, out, man. Peace.